Get up. You can just sit down.
Do you want me to just pretend to be you? You give me your hat.
There we go.
You look the same.
I think it was
Pretty similar.
both men.
Pretty much. Well, almost.
25%.
25%. 25% Spanish. 50%
Huge,
Italian.
huge cock though.
Medium large.
I'm fucking white as hell. What's up, guys? Hello.
What are you, like Tom Cruise now?
I'm gonna wear them.
Risky business?
Yeah, I'm going with the
Showing
shades.
my age.
Hater blockers.
I've never seen this movie,
No.
but he looks good. Is that?
You've never seen Risky Business?
No. I hear it's great.
You
though.
never saw Risky Business?
No, I love Tom. Guys, please, my goodness.
I forget. He's young.
I play
Not
Call
young,
of Duty.
but- What, are you 32?
33, buddy. I'm old.
Okay.
It's the epic coming of age, you know.
I tell you what, I should watch it.
prostitutes.
We should actually forget the podcast. Put on Risky Business. We'll watch it together.
All right. Well, let's get into it, guys. We're back here with MMA Weekly. Knuckle Up. The new. Is that what you want to call it? We're gonna call it Knuckle Up.
Knuckle up, though. Well, that's what the thumbnail says. So.
Okay. Cool.
Knuckle
Unless
Up is
PJ
good.
doesn't like it.
I mean, we're working on it. I heard that Knuckle Up might have been somebody else's podcast or something, or a book. I don't know. I saw a comment that said that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have no
really?
idea. We got to do the thumbnails with us, though, in the thumbnails for sure.
Yes.
People want to see our faces.
I want to see your face.
Well, they will want to see our faces, right? So I think that's the play.
All right. Well.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead. Ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm fully engaged and aware.
All right, guys. Welcome back to the MMA Weekly podcast. We got my friend OvertPJ in the house.
Yo, what's going on, you guys? Very excited to be here again for the second time. This is beautiful. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. The weekend was insane. I had 14 events to go to. I actually have not slept, so I've been awake for 27 hours. And I'm coming off a wild weekend, so I might still be intoxicated.
Yeah, it's been an
It's
been an
been a
incredible
lot.
weekend. And once again, I'm Bad Bob, and I'm going to only mention that I'm a veteran and served in Iraq because I want my fellow battle buddies to support this channel. So if you are an Iraq or Afghanistan combat veteran in general, tune on in, show your boy some love. Today we have the founder of MMA Weekly, the man, co-founder. All right.
Founder, co-founder, tomato,
The boss man.
Yeah.
We got the boss man in because this weekend was, I'll take the shades off. You're from Vegas. You've been here 75 years. It's one of those weekends where I literally could not wait for it to come, and I did not want it to end. And I'm talking about UFC Noche at the Sphere. Now, I've only been here a little over a year. I lived here in 2021. How long have you guys been driving by watching the Sphere be built, like in construction?
Honestly, I know it's been a while, but Vegas works fast. So I feel like it's been 3 weeks since it opened. I have no idea time frames. So they put it down. There's always construction in Vegas, but there's always things happening. And I feel like to finally have a UFC show there, something that I care about, because I'm not really a big band guy. I'm not a big music guy. Like, I don't watch U2 or whatever. But to see this, honestly, has been my favorite event that they've ever done at the Sphere.
Yeah, it was just incredible. I've been driving by since probably a couple months into them, working on the construction of this thing. And it's just incredible to see in person. And I got to be honest, and we'll get into like me being inside of it. It is so much bigger inside than it looks from the outside. When you look at, obviously it's got some size to it. Maybe the Palazzo right next to it, and then you got Resorts World across the street makes it look a little bit smaller.
Bro, this thing lights up the whole city. When I go swimming at night in where I live at, we have like a pool outside. Obviously,
You have a pool?
in
Vegas?
Yes, of course.
Jesus.
This thing will change colors, and my pool will change colors. And
Really?
I'm pretty far away from it. I'm at least like 2 miles away. I'm over there.
I'll put his address below.
yeah, please.
And his
don't
cell
ask me.
phone. So, obviously, this is a legendary weekend. We've all been watching fights since we were kids. I mean, literally since the early 90s, I've been watching fights on television. UFC has just grown into this juggernaut of a company. But I got to say, I personally think this is the biggest sporting event in regards to combat sports that has ever, and unless they do it again, will ever. I mean, maybe Allegiant Stadium, we've spoke about that before, but what could beat the production and what happened this weekend? I don't think anything does.
No, you're so right, because it wasn't just a fight. Like, this whole thing was a full-fledged event. This was a Vegas show, right? With fights involved, which is so, to me, that was the most Vegas fight I could ever think of, because the whole thing behind, you could actually go and watch the show without the fights have taken place.
Yeah.
And you would have enjoyed the show even, you know, from everything that I was seeing of it. Obviously, I wasn't there. I was over at Resorts World with my family, but you sent me so many videos and obviously everything I've seen.
Yeah, I wanted you to post them as if you were there. Just
I did
for
do
some
that,
fat.
yes.
Okay.
I was like, yo, guys, this beer is insane.
Let me get into that. So, obviously, everyone who's not in the little bubble with what we do thinks that we're all millionaires and we all get tickets to everything and we're all super connected. And I think one of three of those is correct. Mm-hmm. We all know each other, but that does not mean that everyone's going to get access.
I'm a millionaire. I had tickets.
Yeah, why didn't you
No,
go?
I'm just kidding. I didn't go because I was with my family. I was watching it. I do events with Redtail and Zook.
So he got paid to not go.
Yeah, I went
All
there.
right,
I just hung out with the Happy Guy guys, the Helmet Head guys, and did all that.
The new influencer world.
Yeah.
How much did you pay for the tickets? I got paid to watch it.
Yeah.
What was your impression that when you first walked in?
Well,
to
let
the
me
room?
back up, because a lot of people, I try to remind people that I'm just
And
a
was
normal
this your
guy.
first time at the
Yes.
Sphere?
So
Okay.
this is not only my first time at the Sphere. This is my first time at a UFC event outside of the UFC Apex. Remember, I'm the kid who couldn't afford the tickets, living on a VA disability check, who held the sign in front of the UFC. I'm literally the fan who just snuck his way in. I just didn't quit. Now here we are. All right. I kind of like Justin,
Sphere.
like Justin Bieber's wife. Didn't he just? She stalked him for a while, and now they had a baby. I've been stalking.
I watch Risky Business, not
Risky
Justin
Business
Bieber.
is an old movie from the late 40s or something.
Yeah, Scott's. Did your first event you rode a horse to?
Well, yeah.
in
33.
Utah.
Oh my goodness.
No, it was in Vegas. Yeah, UFC 33.
But
I
if
rode
we
a
all took our
horse
shirt off,
Wow.
he'd look better than all of us. So
No,
I'm
that's
gonna
true.
stop talking shit.
Insanely jacked.
Yeah. So
with all the hair still intact.
You need the hair.
You are
It's a
a man.
manly statement.
But he shaves his butthole, which is very odd. It's the only thing that's
It's a
shaved.
forest down there.
Got a good target.
Please subscribe to our spicy link to see that. Thank you.
Yeah, he's gonna edit that out for sure. But anyway, so I've never been to a UFC event outside the Apex. So when I knew that this fight was coming, I probably DM'd and hit up every single person that I knew to get in, and it was impossible. I know guys that had a following like yours that were just like, bro, it's Fort Knox. And my friend over here who owns the studio, a fellow veteran, he's gonna sit down and tell his story about how it doesn't even matter if you spend a ton of money, you still fucking can't get in. Yeah. So I got a call, shout out Fox Taylor, my friend, he's a retired Marine Corps Master Gunnery Sergeant, and he goes, hey, you wanna go to the fights? I'm literally cuddling my daughter on the couch, and I'm like,
The day of?
the day of, 3 p.m. Saturday.
Yeah, because I didn't know this. I'm like, they're sending a video. Hey, can you put this over? Like, oh, yeah, I'm in a suite. And I'm like up in section 400 at the top.
And I'm like, and he goes, oh, wait, you're here? Yeah, so 3 p.m. I get the text. Do you want to go? And I'm like, yes, of course. So then obviously I look at my wife, and I don't want to sound like a simp, but I'm almost 40. I love my wife. She's my best friend. I feel bad that she's home pregnant
Bro,
and
that's
she
crazy.
can't go.
You love your wife?
No, but some people don't feel
Insane.
guilty.
Crazy hill to die on. Man loves his pregnant wife. I would have never guessed. Good guy, great guy.
As he cried, like, I'm sorry, honey. I have to go have fun. I'll see you later.
I don't want to sound insane, but I love my wife. Good.
But you guys know, if
course,
something
of
of this extravagance comes up, you want to be able to bring, says the guy who goes everywhere with his best friend, who's also his future wife.
It's true.
You know, I felt like, damn, she's home with our 1-year-old and she's pregnant, not feeling well, but I gotta go to this Sphere. You know,
It's work.
So I get the call. I end up meeting up with my buddy. He's I won't get into his details, but shout out to Hard Rock. And we get to the Sphere, and we go in a whole different wing, and I go up to this suite. You know, I've been in a couple suites before. My mom used to work telecommunications in New York, and she used to get tickets from like AT&T for like MSG and stuff. But I had never been in the Sphere ever, and I've been looking at it for a couple years. And I get in there, and this is the first time in a while, and this is unfortunate, that I didn't want to be on my phone, and I just wanted to be so present that I forgot the entire world existed. And nothing else has done that in a long time, production-wise to me, where I just want to be fully present. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just sat there in complete awe of what I was seeing. Now, originally, I was disappointed, and I was like, this is it. Because if you watch the prelims, it was a static screen the whole time. And I was like, there's no way. I want to see the fighters 400 feet tall kicking each other in the face on the entire sphere. And that's not what it was until later on. Obviously, you know, they put some of the images up. But it was, I can't even explain it.
It was insane. The what is it called? The when they showed the tail of the tape, we posted that on Happy Punch. 4 million views or something crazy. The fighters being massive on the screen, obviously, like you said.
What did it look like from the viewer's perspective on the pay-per-view? Because I didn't.
Oh, it looked amazing. Honestly,
did you get a feel of what we were dealing with?
100%. Maybe not like you guys did, obviously.
Were you in? Did they have it like you were in the octagon with the fighters, or were you watching
from the outside, obviously, and then a little bit of the octagon during the fight, whatever? But for me, as far as looking at the actual like whole show on the screens and stuff, it looked insane, and I was just watching it like at a sports bar. Shout out Red Tail, thank you so much for everything. But I was just watching it there, and it still felt so insane. So I could only imagine what it looked like for you guys being there.
Did they have? I saw when I was there these tiny drones just
Yeah,
whipping
all over.
around. Were they doing? Were those drone shots? Were you seeing that? Because I wasn't sure. It was like I don't think the cameras are big enough on here.
You know what?
But I don't know. Were you seeing drone?
It might have been the
shots?
crowd reactions.
Maybe
too.
crowd reactions or something. I'm not entirely sure. I don't recall specifically any drone shot moments, but I'm sure that they were involved. I was also with friends and drinking and stuff too. So.
Yeah, it was. I want once again. I gotta give my friend Fox Taylor, retired Marine, a shout out. He's the king of odds, one of the best sports bettors. I don't know anything about sports betting, but I support my fellow veterans, and he took me to something that I would have never been able to be a part of, and I'm super grateful. And it was crazy. But I do want to talk about the build up to it. There was a lot of people speculating on if it was going to get done, what was it going to look like. Dana's crazy. This, you know, same thing with COVID. He went through so many trials and tribulations and bullshit. And they're like, it's impossible. You've never been there for one. This is for rock concerts and U2 and other things. Nobody's ever done a fight in the history of fighting on a screen of that caliber or in a sphere. How is it going to work out? And he killed it. And I'm not just brown nosing Dana, but I'm brown nosing. Need some more tickets. Thank you. Love you. But it was incredible. Like, I can't imagine. Dana said it took him 4 months just to figure out the lighting, because when I was in there, if you looked up at the sphere, like it was probably out of the view, you could see the lights coming through they
walls.
were outside of where all the cameras are and stuff. And he said it took 6 months for the UFC's production team just to figure out how to not project shadows inside the octagon. Just to give a little insight of like how much went into this.
They created some new lighting that was behind the walls or whatever.
Yeah.
Those walls are like super tall, and but yeah, it was
6 months for
created
lighting.
new stuff just for the lighting, which was like you said,
And it's
the hardest thing to get right.
Own Happy Punch. You're a partner with all these. You've been doing this a long time. You fought in front of 18, 20, 30,000 people. What kind of stress do you, as a promoter, like, what do you think? Like, can you personalize what Dana felt? Like, I can't even try to be. I've been to war. I've been shot at, but you don't have time to think.
I know the pressure behind walking out and being a fighter and fighting in front of 30,000 people and all that. But there's much smarter guys that do all the promotional stuff and all that goes up, that leads into it. What I do know is that the 4 months, 6 months that it took to do that obviously paid off, because that was probably one of the best, fighting events that I've ever seen. I thought it was great. I honestly wish that I would have showed up and went there for at least the main event or something, because it looked insane on the PPV.
Yeah, I'm excited to go back and watch it.
One thing interesting. So Dana said one and done. They spent over $20 million on this, but what I thought was interesting is that I got the impression leading up to it as a one and done because of the cost. But then he said the week of the fight, it was the one done because he has a contract with the T-Mobile guys, the MGM guys. So, you never know what's going to happen in the future. It's possible that
I don't see how this could only be
a one-off.
Oh, there's no way. I said this last week on last week's episode. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. But yeah, there's no way, bro. The promotional arm that says we're gonna do one is great promotion, but after you see something like that, you know for a fact that they have to do this type of show again. I don't know what that's going to look like for them, obviously with the deal with MGM and all them, but this is not something that only happens once. There's no way. I can't see that.
He has to do American history now. Dana, you have to. We have to give give love to this amazing country. I mean, how do you not do it?
Well, what they are going to, he said it's not set in stone yet, but he did say that they were looking at recreating the fight night, UFC 306, Noche UFC, and making it available for people to go and watch the fight post-fight. It was interesting because the day after I went to, they have a show called U2UV, I guess for Ultraviolet from the Aquatung album. Anyway, I went to the U2 live show. Incredible, insane. And I thought, oh, it's going to be like a documentary show. The thing starts, and it was just like the concert that I went to live. I took my wife with me, and all of a sudden they fucking appear, and then there's the crowd and the detail, and it looked like U2 was right in front of you. What do we have here?
Oh, they're not actually there.
They're not there, man. But they just recreated the concert, and this was like what I saw there at the concert, and they made it so people can go to it again. And I imagine that that's what they're going to do with the UFC.
I could see that.
And they can recreate what we saw Fight Night. I mean, they did this so well and made you feel like you're at a concert that the people that were in the stands were cheering and yelling as if they were at a concert. It was just, it was insane. And I don't know how they pull off this technology because it looks like 3D.
This looks like an actual concert.
Yeah.
And you felt like the same
Yeah,
feelings.
and it was the same kind of graphics and stuff. And they tweaked it some, so if you've seen the concert before, you are going to get something new. And I was just blown away.
If you didn't tell me that was not them there, I would have thought that you went and saw them live just by watching that.
It's insane.
Except for the guy doing circles the whole time.
They can, and this is shot from my shitty phone, but if they can do this, they can recreate the UFC thing. Now, of course, you already know the results, but still, people are going to like, wow.
Well, think about all the other sporting events that are going to now want to get in there. I mean, I don't think that Raiders football would want to because it would take away from Allegiant, but think about, like, let's say the night of, like, the NBA playoffs. That's empty. It's not booked. Why not, like, throw an event there? You lived in L.A. for a long time. I saw some clips. There's a small sphere in L.A. that's, like, a quarter of the size of that. It's, like, it's the size of, like, a little theater for comedy. And they were showing and projecting the fights. And it looked like you were in the octagon and the fighters were 50 feet tall.
That's cool.
That's what I thought the original pay-per-view was going to look like.
So did I. But
honestly, like, if they do a replay of the fights as a show in the Sphere, I would go see that.
I'll go with
that.
you.
That sounds cool. I would love to do that. And now with your vouch on it too, saying that it was so good, that would be a cool thing.
You don't have to pay $1,000 plus.
Yeah, right.
I might leave before the last two fights, though.
Yeah, Dana wasn't too happy. Did you hear that comment? He said, you can spend $20 million on production, but it's not going to guarantee
a good fight.
The fights are going to be good.
Yeah, so let's get into some of the fights. I do want to touch on this weekend was legendary because of not just the Sphere. We had Canelo a mile away at T-Mobile, which is usually, I mean, the home team for the UFC. Obviously, Dana spoke on publicly what happened with the dates with MGM. Trump did 2 different rallies out here, and then we had UFC Noche. It was
Peso Puma concert as well. The Strip was insanely packed. I have not seen the Las Vegas Strip that packed, and you know me, I go out to the Strip all the time.
Dude, I remember I told you I parked across the street behind Panda. I couldn't get into Mandalay Bay.
I drove to Mandalay Bay. I had to drive back home and park, and then get an Uber that was like $50-something to go back because it was so packed. It took me like an hour and a half to get out.
That's when you call your broke friend and say, "Want to make $50?" and I pick you up. All right.
I like how it's the same price as
the
Uber
kind
anyway.
of friend that charges you for a ride.
Bro, give me 50%.
You're gonna give it away.
Come on.
Give me. You know what I'm saying? Come on. But yeah, it was crazy. But I want to talk about, before we get into the fights, I didn't know where I was going to be in the suites upstairs. Like, I'm not a suite guy. I'm hoping to get to that level. I want to be invited to everything. I plan on becoming that big with my partner Louise over here.
I don't feel worthy, but
guess who I got to say hello to? Sheikh Turkey, His Excellency. They were
nice.
They were next to me with Gordon Ramsay and Dana White's suite. So I came out. I'm not going to say the names, but shout out to the bodyguards of Dana and some of the SEALs. I know all these guys.
Was he the guy with Kendrick Lamar? Was that the guy with Kendrick Lamar? No.
Yeah, he was wearing the Dastasha.
Was this a thing?
Yeah,
No?
yeah.
Okay,
I don't know. I don't pay
There was
attention
a
to
thing
that
happened
stuff.
where, like, they
Yeah,
said
Kendrick Lamar wasn't there.
This is out of
I think that they
out
said
of my realm.
it was Kendrick Lamar and it was somebody else completely.
It was a boxer.
Yeah.
Terrence Crawford.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the only hiccup that they had. But no, just to
that's funny.
see him with all his bodyguards, and he comes
viral.
out, and I was like, "Salam alaikum, marhaba shlonik," hello, how are you? And he just looked at me and was like, he's royalty in the Middle East. You can't touch these guys, can't really even. But I had to say hello. It was really cool. Gordon Ramsay was right there. I could have hit him with a happy dad. He was so close. Got to see Dana for a second, and it was just cool. People from all around the world. But guess who did come with Sheikh Turkey?
Taylor Swift.
Kendrick Lamar.
Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh, fake
Came-
abs.
Yeah, and he was at a UFC event, and Dana didn't say no because it was Sheikh Turkey. But, Dana spoke about this in the post-fight presser, and he was like, somebody said Oscar was there, and he was like, yeah, I'm not going to ban him. And then Dana did even say that he was a part of this, like the history of the fight, the Mexican fighters.
He was up on the screen, right?
Yeah.
They did like a little tribute to him on the screen as well.
Dana said, like, even though he's half retarded with fake abs, we still have to, give him his praise for what he did do inside the ring.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
Of course, a
Yeah,
legend.
that was just, I didn't know that he was going to be there. I thought he was banned for life. But anyway, there was a lot of moving parts.
Who else is banned for life from the UFC events that
Jake
we
Paul.
all saw? Jake Paul.
Is he really banned for life?
Yeah, apparently he's banned for life. Dana
What
White does
for?
not like Jake Paul. They have a back and forth. I think maybe one day they'll settle it in the ring. I don't know. He fits the brackets
Was it the
for everything.
altercation way back
Just-
with the bodyguards?
Just a ton of stuff. He just,
The
Yeah.
back and forth. But Jake Paul, there's a clip of this. I don't know if you saw. We put it on Happy Bunch as well. If you want to edit that in at a further date, we have it on the Happy Bunch thing. It got millions of views. Jake Paul actually put on an old person disguise and snuck in to the UFC. Didn't even tell anybody. Showed up, saw some of the other influencers like Mike Malak, Aiden Ross, a bunch of guys that obviously know who Jake is.
Yeah.
And he went up. He has all these like pictures and little videos saying what's up to everybody, and nobody knows that it's Jake, obviously. And so that was a viral moment and hilarious. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, all these guys just masters of virality. And I thought that was hilarious. I had no idea that was happening.
me neither. Till I saw it. Yeah, I was like, yeah, for Jake Paul to sneak in, that's another epic thing for him to do. I
For
mean,
sure. And you know what? And as much as Dana White and him go back and forth, that Dana knows that that's great promotion for the UFC to have Jake show up and do that and create a viral moment. It's good for everybody. A little bit of competition, healthy competition, breeds success for everybody in the room, I think.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
yeah, it was pretty cool. Can we get into the fights a little bit? We're not going to go to every single fight.
Why don't we just like touch on the real hot?
Well, I wanted to talk about Raul Rosas Jr. Raul,
Okay.
shout out to you, young man. Chihuahuas.
Yeah, I just met this man. I was at the swap meet out here, the Broadacre swap meet. It's like the Mexican marketplace.
I wish I would have known about that. Yeah.
He was filming with all the UFC guys, and I've met him a couple times, and obviously he's right in that age bracket who probably knows me. So I went up, talked to him for the first time at length. It was cool. He felt good about the fights, and I'm happy to see him win.
He's a big boy for 35s.
He is a big boy for 35s, yes.
I got a picture next to him. I had him on my old fight show, and I was telling his dad, I'm like, how the hell does this kid make weight? Obviously he's 18 and doesn't have a lot of fat on him, but Jesus, like he's 5'10", 160 walking around at least, maybe 170. He's a big boy. But we're talking about a kid who, if you don't know the history with him, he fought 5 times in Mexico because they wouldn't sanction him to become pro in the United States. The athletic commissions were like, no, you're not an adult yet. So that's how he got signed at 17, over at the Contender Series. And look what he's done. I mean, I'm 38. I know what it's like to gear up and go outside the wire and go on patrol and worry about a Pepsi can taking your torso off. But walking out and performing in front of millions of people in your underwear against another killer, I don't know if I could do that. I got a gun on me right now. I'm not fighting you. I'm just going to shoot you. I could not get into the octagon, I don't think,
He did amazing, and he does
18
very
years
well
old.
with the showmanship. Is he 18 or is he even younger? I thought he was like 15
Maybe
and
he's
a half.
19.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I know.
He gets younger every time people bring him up. But I do have to say,
Benjamin Button.
I think he's 19 now. I think
know
he was
that-
17 when he got in the UFC.
I know that he's incredibly popular, but especially obviously so popular with the Mexican fan base. When I was at Broad Acres, I go like every weekend. If you ever want to see me in Vegas, I'll literally be there every weekend. He was getting stopped, no lie, every 10 seconds. It was crazy. Like I talked to him for a minute, and then as I'm talking to him, there's like a line of people gathering. It actually impressed me just how many people, younger people, are such fans of him, which was cool to see.
Can I bring in not just my brother and fellow veteran, the owner of the studio, to sit in my chair? And can you break down like what this event meant to the Mexican culture, being that you are Mexican? Maybe do a shout out in Spanish for the fans.
Just do a
Come on,
flip
come on,
over
come on,
that
come on.
desk and that camera. It'll be fine, probably.
If it wasn't for
You
this
got it.
guy, we wouldn't even be here.
What do you want me to say?
Whatever you want. Talk about your little story and what this meant to the Mexican people. Let me,
Bobby.
Just
I got
sit
a
right there.
seat for
You're good. You can share the mic.
I might touch your leg.
I mean,
It's okay.
you're gonna have to pull it out of me. Like, what do you? I mean, I really wanted to go. I just realized that light's not on.
Well, first,
edit this out.
Oh, nice. Wow.
I look younger.
you got 20. He's got some Latino blood in him.
Yeah.
I'm a complete gringo. This guy, he looks like he lives in the
I'm
woods.
Viking.
Yeah, Viking. What did this mean? Not just to the UFC community, but like to the Mexican fan base and the whole culture. Like,
Yeah. I mean, personally, I actually was something I really wanted to go to, which we can get into what happened there. But I feel like the Mexican people have always been misrepresented, and it meant a lot. Like, truthfully, I really wanted to be there because it was Noche UFC, and it was like, dude, like that's my fucking people. And I'm the only fucking Mexican in this building. So I'm like, I always feel like Mexicans are misrepresented as like, we're just these fucking guys that are gonna fucking work in the fields out here and take people's jobs. Like, you guys, we fucking outwork everybody. And like, I always like to say I'm a testament to that, because like, I was born in East LA, grew up in a trailer with 2 younger sisters, broke as fuck, didn't have anything, and I somehow made it to where I'm at now. Retired my mom, like I'm fucking good. And to see the Mexican people represented in that light meant a lot. It was like fucking cool. And it was like, oh, people actually fucking like respect us almost. So it was cool. And then I really wanted to go. So
Yeah, talk about how.
Did you see any of they made films?
Yeah.
Like kind of like documenting historical layout. Did you see any of that? And
I saw it through a phone on an illegal stream on TikTok.
Edit that out, Dana. No, we do not
But
condone.
there's a reason for that, and it was I had a long day. I'm a pilot, so that morning I flew to Scottsdale. My fuel cap flew off. I'm stuck in Scottsdale. I'm supposed to be back in Vegas. I end up putting duct tape on my wing to fly back to fucking Vegas.
That's insane. Somehow they
Wait. Duct tape
airplanes.
on a wing?
Well, it's called speed tape. It's like special aviation tape, but it's glorified duct tape. But I land back in Vegas. It's 7 p.m. and I'm like, fuck it, I'm still going. I drive to the Sphere, and we're like, okay, we're looking at tickets on the way there. We're outside the Sphere, and there's like floor seats for like $4,000 a piece. Me and my buddy were like, fuck it, pull the trigger, whatever. There's like 6 fights left. We're being stupid.
But because all week he's telling me, Bobby, I'm
gonna
gonna get
be
us
there.
tickets. You pay me back when you can, and I'm like, bro, no. They're like, I think they got down to like 600 at one point.
Yeah.
And then every day, I'm gonna wait till tomorrow.
They kept going up.
Kept going up.
We thought they'd get cheaper, so then I was like, I played myself. But the point was, I bought the fucking tickets, and the ticket app wasn't processing it. So then I'm like,
my
it was there. I'm like on the phone with fucking Vivid Seats, and I was like, bro, this is not happening. And I wanted to just send you a video of me on the floor, like I fucking made it in, bitch.
Yeah,
So wait, are you
You
telling
did
me
get in.
No, I ended up just so 2 fights have passed. I'm still on hold,
Oh,
and
my
I'm like,
gosh.
honestly, as soon as I get them, I'm like, refund my fucking money, fuck you, and I fucking just leave.
Wow.
You spent $8,000 on UFC tickets
Yeah.
and didn't get in.
Yeah. Well,
On
we got
Vivid.
yes, but I got my money back. But I hit fucking order.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah. I was fucking pissed. It was me and my buddy Leland, but yeah, we ended up fucking
You paid for parking too.
pay for parking. Yeah, but yeah, we said fuck you, give us our money back. drove to T-Bones, and we watched it illegally on a TikTok while I had some steak.
So how did you think that's a steak?
The steak was good.
Good steak, yeah.
How did you feel about the representation and the stories that what they told?
It was to be honest, I missed a lot of it because of the situation, but the last few things I caught, and it was really cool just to see the storyline. Like I really want, if they actually do play it, I really want to go. I really want to just go see it like from the beginning because I feel like I missed the majority of it, so I can't really speak to it.
What about the ring card girls?
They were pretty cool. It was pretty.
I actually love
with
that.
the feathers and shit.
I thought that was awesome.
Yeah,
That was cool.
Yeah,
That's
you know
pretty sick.
what's funny is they had a thing at Top Golf for us.
No, shut up.
They had a thing at Top Golf, and they had Justin Gaethje there, so we got to talk to him and watch him hit some
Oh, yeah, I
balls.
saw that. Shout out Top Golf. I'll let you guys know.
Yeah.
I know the founder. Eric, you're the man. We'll be with Snoop Dogg doing some podcasting at the Wynn next month, and we'll all go see what's up to John Daly and Snoop.
Yeah, it's a great
I do
place.
love Topgolf.
I like it too.
I
And they had
especially
swimming
love-
pools. But anyway, so then they had the ring card girls. They're all from Mexican descent, either born there. There were some that were born here.
My cousin.
And so I go in to get some free food, and I'm like, a cookie, and I shove it in my mouth. Just then, all the ring card girls come in, and they're coming towards me like I think they think I'm the UFC photographer. And they're like, hey,
look
hey,
like
and I'm
you
like,
live in Berkeley.
I'm grabbing my camera
timing.
with a cookie in my mouth still.
That's
And
funny.
it was, but yeah, they did a good job picking them.
Can you,
I approve.
Talk about, and you don't have to, that media was in a different area.
So
'Cause I texted him. I said, "Why?" He sent me a video, and I was like, "Why aren't you cage side?"
So-
all these guys are always right there.
So basically, I was lucky. A buddy of mine who's a military vet, he got some ticket. He had an extra ticket, and I got to go up and watch some of the fights up top. So I got to witness the nosebleed seats and what the experience was there. And I've always kind of thought, oh, you get the wide view, it's better because it's so big. And then the press seats were down on the floor. And so I got to go down on the floor and watch from down there. And totally different experience.
I didn't mind being up
But
top.
I mean, both are great. Both are great. But I didn't think it would be as good. I thought it would be too close to the screen, not enjoy it. But no, it was pretty amazing. So I got to kind of see both sides, and it was good. Both were awesome.
Yeah, we got to definitely make a reel out of the fact that maybe we'll send it to Dana's people. Maybe he'll get you
Come
a
back in.
ticket.
You're good.
$8,000.
Yeah, that's
There you
crazy.
go. That's crazy.
That's a real UFC fan right there. $8,000 on these seats. We gotta hook this man up in the future.
Taping the wing while he's flying through the air to make a fight,
Yo, he
risking
spent
his life.
$8,000 taped a wing. Yeah, that's insane. That's big UFC fan behavior.
It looked better with no light, so
No light.
my got fucked up. It's fine.
All right, I want to. We're running low on time, but I want to get into the co-main.
You got plenty of time.
We're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, what about this? Before we go to co-main,
All right,
what about?
I know you're tired and busy. Are you good on time?
Yeah, we're
Could
good.
we go to a wide
Did you
shot
take
of
one?
this?
They're threes today.
You're there.
I saw that.
What about Irene Aldana?
Oh, this was it. This
Talk-
was crazy.
Talk about
Not just her. What about the entire card? The refs did a outstanding job of letting people fight a little longer than usual because
but
they.
maybe she shouldn't have fought so long. I mean,
Bro,
look
girls
at
are the
this.
toughest fighters on the planet. Every time you see a girl
Well,
fight, oh
how
my.
do we turn this off?
Yeah, they make children. They push humans out of their bodies. What's
Look
a cut?
at this.
That
that
probably
is
the nastiest
that's
cut I've ever
insane.
seen, I think. That's the nastiest forehead cut I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
The craziest cut I've ever seen. Women fighters are the toughest people on the planet.
Aldana, you're a savage.
Yeah, that.
What
yeah.
a great picture right there, though. That's a picture. If I had this picture, I would hang it up on my wall. That's like, this is my mural of me picture.
We just had this on earlier before we started, and we had some people in the building walking by, and they were all looking at me
That's
crazy.
what PJ's face looks like
what are you
during
looking at?
one time of the month.
Yeah, yes, true. True.
Now, her last fight prior to this was, or it was either her last or the one before that was for the belt. Right? Yeah. And I think that she looked incredible during this fight, but when she fought for the belt, she seemed a little flat for some reason compared to like her highlight reel on the come up. But what an absolute savage! That was probably the worst.
Yeah, I
Injury.
hope she heals good.
I can't think of a worse cut, actually. Does anybody? Can you think of one that was worse
No,
than that on the face like that?
I remember I was at an early UFC. It was around maybe 30, around 40. Remember? I don't know if you remember Marvin Eastman. He was a police officer. He had a huge gash. I remember him walking out of the ring, and I took a picture of that. But that's
That's
and then you
crazy.
have Overeem. After he got cracked, that was gross. You had Robbie Lawler had a similar thing on the lip.
Yeah.
You have she had the alien head. Joanna.
Jake check.
She was fucked up, not cut wise, but
with that thing,
but
yeah.
similar.
Yeah, brain damage wise.
And then Sakuraba had a big basketball head from getting soccer kicked by Ricardo Rona. But as far as cuts go,
That one's nasty. On the forehead. I didn't know your forehead could be jiggly like that. Actually, it was bad. It looked bad.
I hope she got a bonus.
People were saying that it might be a career ender because it'll open up every time she fights now. You want to touch on that?
ooh.
Yeah, cuts. I mean, look at what.
Hopefully not. I hope that it's not a
Well,
career ender.
I was a pre-med student. I wanted to be a doctor, but never was one.
So you're a quitter.
And so I will give my professional opinion. I don't know. I don't know if that will.
What a
I'll
great.
take.
And you heard it here today from the medical expert. He doesn't know.
And see you guys next week for episode 3.
Come back for any. Anyway.
Any medical advice, go to him. He's got you.
Oh my
I got your
goodness.
ivermectin for you and all the good stuff.
Perfect.
Zycam.
Bro science. Yeah, let's get into Shevchenko and Grasso. I what am I gonna say? If you're trying to win the belt back, arguably you won the fight prior, Shevchenko, and still lost because of a 10-8 round that I don't know was 10-8.
Part of the game.
You're gonna go in there and you're gonna do whatever you need to do to win. How do you feel about not just the fight? I mean, I understand both, but I was a little, as a fan, disappointed because I wanted that.
So I have a little bit of a different viewpoint on this fight specifically because I was watching with my dad, my stepmom, and my girlfriend. So I was heavily influenced by the women's reactions to the fight because they're both not necessarily fans of UFC, but they both loved to see how tough both of the girls were. So for me, even though it may not have been exactly what I wanted or whatever, it was cool to see them so invested in it, and it made me appreciate it maybe a little bit more. But I thought it was a good fight. Went the whole way. A little, slow parts here and there, but overall, I was a fan of the fight.
Go on, sorry.
What are your thoughts on this? I thought Grasso had Shevchenko in more precarious situations. Like if you're going to rate something, and I know Shevchenko won, she controlled the fight, she dominated, she frustrated Grasso. But if you are going to score it on who was the closest to being taken out at any point during the fight, it was, I think, only Shevchenko.
Yeah,
a couple of times she was in very precarious situations.
That's a perfect question for you, being a jiu-jitsu black belt. Why do you think Shevchenko didn't advance as much when she was in the mount position? Can you break it down, for us? How hard is it for me? I'm put her in an armbar, get her in a seated triangle, but I don't do jiu-jitsu.
So I have to preface it with this. I missed the first round of it, so I don't know what there was. I came in during the later rounds, and I saw Shevchenko controlling the fight, doing all that. More precarious situations by Grasso, obviously, but Shevchenko was controlling everything. And obviously, in jiu-jitsu or when you're in a dominant position, it's even without the striking, it's still tough if you're tired. It's still tough to put somebody. There's plenty of times in jiu-jitsu, I'm not getting hit. I'm just doing jiu-jitsu that day, and I still will have trouble advancing and finishing a choke or doing something like that. So I think that, and from my understanding, I'm not the biggest expert on Shevchenko or whatever, but my understanding is that she's primarily a striker, not the expert grappler that's going to sink in those ridiculous jiu-jitsu. She's not going to do a flying omoplata triangle upside down reverse heel hook to somebody. I don't think. I don't know. Me personally, I would. But I think that when you're in a dominant position, you're controlling, like you said, you have to do what you have to do to win. And she, to me, the control time was all her.
Yeah, she reminds me of Eddie Alvarez when he won the belt on his way up. Obviously, when he won the belt, it was by KO, but he literally just wrestled every opponent and won, with octagon control and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to see them stand up and bang because the fight prior, it was a 5-round boxing match, and they just tried to take each other's heads off. But I mean, shout out to them. The Bullet is a legend. She's one of the few that's a 2-time world champ now, to get the belt back. So I don't know.
This right here is a great thing, a page out of my book personally. I use this move on a regular basis.
Crouching guillotine.
The old kisses to the back of the neck.
Yes, this was.
Yeah, get him. Nice. Bro, this is great. I can't believe he walked away right there.
Now, do you think Sean knew he kissed him and he was retaliating with that? Because when I initially watched this, I thought Sean was trying to get back at him for kissing him. But I don't know. Maybe he was just fighting. But it looked like he was, like, pissed.
Well, from what they said, did you watch it?
Yeah, you can tell me what they said. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but I felt the same way. I felt that he knew that he was being kind of like clowned on a little bit, and he got up before the end of the round and started walking away. And that, although maybe not honorable, completely legal. Which, to be honest with you, if he would have put him out with that, that would have been one of the more viral moments in UFC recent history. That would have been crazy. That would have been on the level of Mayweather versus that one guy where he like went into sorry and then he hooked him. Yeah.
The same thing happened in the Canelo fight. Similar.
Oh, really?
The guy thought the round was over, or Canelo thought it was over, and he hit him a couple times.
Well, do you guys remember in Japan? No, wait, it was Japan. It was K1 when Nakao kissed Heath Herring.
Oh, yeah.
When they were facing off. I was at that event.
That's crazy.
And
before
he just
the fight,
clocked him, and he went back. He was totally.
He won by KO.
Out. Yeah. Well,
Nice.
no. I think it was a disqualification.
Yeah,
he won by KO.
And we interviewed Heath Herring afterwards. Ryan Bennett did, founder of MMA Weekly. He interviewed him, and the guy was like, "I'm not a fag." I'm like, it was funny. It was
kiss
like,
was good.
Of course, I'm going to punch him after kissing me. It was funny.
Well, from what I saw, obviously he was kissing him, to belittle him and let him know I'm in control. But when Herb Dean went and tapped Merab's shoulder, Merab, being in the moment, thought the round was over.
Yeah.
He was actually telling him stop kissing him.
Yeah.
So Sean did not hear the sound of the bell, so he got up immediately and punched him in the face.
So did he punch him because the round wasn't over, or he was pissed at him for clowning him?
Probably both.
Both, yeah.
Right? Doesn't have to be mutually exclusive.
Now,
I do think the kissing form was good. Good technique.
There was no tongue though. I would have incorporated
tongue. There was
tongue.
zero fat on those kisses. Very good, clean technique on the kissing. Also, I want to say this about Merab. For all the praise that we give Sugar Sean for being such a celebrity of sorts, right? He really plays into the part of the pink hair, the making all the influence, being the influencer kind of role, right? Doing the podcast, doing all the stuff on TikTok. I think that Merab did a great job on capitalizing on that type of fame and did a lot of fun stuff. I think that he faked the dribble at some point, like Sugar Sean does.
Yeah.
He kissed him on the back of the head. Is this going to be it? I thought Merab capitalized very well on that, on the social media side of fighting Sugar Sean, which a lot of other fighters probably wouldn't. And also, you wouldn't really expect it too much from Merab. I didn't expect it, at least. And then in the build-up to the fight, he was with the fake Sugar Sean outside the sphere doing a bunch of TikTok dances. I thought he did great, honestly.
Yeah, he killed it. He did what he had to do to capitalize.
But he did say in post, they said, "Are you going to do this going forward against your opponents?" And he sounded like not so much unless they deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, you're a black belt, and I don't mean to just keep saying that, but you have 2 decades almost of experience. I personally, and I'm not a fighter, but I have good days and bad days. I thought that Sean came in with maybe a bad injury. He didn't look like the same guy from his last title fight. Now, granted, post, he did say, best camp, I had the best weight cut, there was nothing going on. I just, got out strength. But what do you honestly think? Do you think there was something going on?
I don't know, and we can only take his word for it, right? And I thought that he lost very well. I thought that he was extremely gracious in his defeat. He's been on socials. He did a podcast. He's been talking about it. I thought he did super well. I think that he's honest about it. He said, hey, I had a great camp. It didn't work out, whatever. But I also thought that Sugar Sean did a good job of tagging Merab up in the first, second round, and fifth round. He hit him with some good shots. And I do think that this is not an unwinnable fight for Sugar. I think that he could make some changes, win another fight or two, and then come back and fight Merab and probably have obviously a better chance. He's undefeated in rematches.
He is.
This is true. So I would love to see the rematch at some point.
So Brett Okamoto from ESPN, he reported today, a couple hours ago, that O'Malley's going to get surgery first week of October. Said he suffered a torn labrum in his hip at the beginning of the last fight camp.
And apparently
So
he might
maybe
be out.
that's why he didn't throw those front kicks like
The teep
he
kicks,
did
yeah.
in the last round. I don't know.
And he said apparently he might be out for up to a year. He's saying he wants to take some time, get the surgery, kind of reset, refocus, reload, re-engage, be out for a year is what he was saying. So, I mean, I hope he comes back soon to that because he's so exciting to watch. But, yeah, we just reported that on Happy Punch as well. So, yeah, hope he heals up and comes back soon.
Yeah, he's one fight away from fighting for the belt again.
Yeah.
Especially in that division, I think. Yeah, he didn't seem, like the Sugar Sean. But I gotta say this. Forget about all the fights, anything that I've ever watched. When Sugar walked out and they were playing, "Are you what you say?" That was Sugar Sean's walkout inside the Sphere. I forgot where I was for a second. I was completely immersed in what was happening, and it was probably the most epic walkout in UFC history.
So I wasn't there, so I cannot attest to that. But I do know from watching it, I know that I wish I was there because it did look insane. And being there, if you think it was the most epic one, I can only take your vouch.
Well, gents, it's been fun. UFC Noche history has been made. Any ending? Actually, one more thing, and we're gonna all get together. Shout out to the Nelk boys.
I want to hear more about this weekend.
No.
The 72
yes.
hour.
Okay.
The 72-hour grind. And his
Can I
buddy.
finish what I was gonna say?
Go ahead.
Boss
Go
man?
ahead.
Okay.
This guy.
All right.
What am I, your side chick over here?
Fine.
Fucking hey, Jesus. No. So this is good for MMA Weekly.
You smell like a man.
Thank you. If you don't use my pronouns, we're fighting. All right. No. So this is we're gonna do an MMA Weekly Life of War collab with the Nelk boys. Shout out to Salim.
Oh, awesome.
I went up to the meet and greet. There was a 5K run that I did not participate in, but I spoke to Salim and I spoke to Kyle and John. They love the idea. Salim actually, shout out to me to him, said in his own words, Salim said I would be honored to play golf with combat veterans. So for Life of War MMA Weekly coming together, and shout out to Blake Wynn. He's gonna help out and be a part of this. I want to get some combat vets together with the Nelk boys and do a collaboration and have some
Happy
fun.
Punch.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. We actually, I don't know if this is actually public, but we've been talking to Nelk Boys about doing something together as well over at Happy Punch. So maybe we could all do a big old group event, or
Little
something.
tournament or something.
That'd be awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, I
Be
think
very
that would,
exciting.
Yeah, it'd be awesome to them. So yeah, shout out to Happy Dad, the Nelk boys, Howlerhead, all those guys. I'm excited to play some golf. I'm not the best at golf, but I will go out there. I could have some
I'm
fun.
good at Top Golf.
I'm good at mini golf.
Top Golf.
Mini golf?
I love Top Golf. I love the little donuts that you guys have with the injectable.
Oh,
cherry
yeah,
syrup.
that was
So
there.
good.
We should all go over to next to what is it? Town Square. They have the new mini golf place.
Yeah.
What the hell's the name of it? No, it's really good. It's
We only go to
There's
Top Golf
no
here.
windmill.
Is this-
There's no Mickey Mouse. There's no fun. It's boring. It's like, what is that?
Yeah, but
That's
they
not
serve-
miniature golf.
they serve alcohol.
Yeah, but okay, I have a problem with that place at Town Square. I went and got some ice cream. They charged me $6 or $7 for one scoop of ice cream in a cone, and I swear it was like this big.
At the
And-
golf place?
Yeah.
Good.
I
I'm trying
never-
to keep
I
you
will
healthy. You're
never-
in shape.
I will never go back there again. I
actually good.
require a real.
We need a sponsored
real thing.
ice cream from this golf place. Otherwise,
Yes.
we can't go.
Yeah.
Besides that, the 30-second breakdown of my weekend.
Yes.
I went to the Sean Mike Kelly party. It was great. I met a lot of good guys, important, nice people, friendly people. I went with my dad. You love my dad, right? Another guy from Jersey. Maybe we'll have him on an episode coming up eventually. Obviously, we're doing this every week. Please subscribe.
Let's bring him next week. His
Let's-
dad
yeah.
is the man, and he does
He's
jiu-jitsu.
great. Yeah, purple belt in jiu-jitsu. 2 stripes, 62 years old.
His hands are the size of
Whoa.
this table.
Yeah, they really are. They're big. But yeah, did that. They're big. They're big hands.
What's his shoe size?
12. Normal size.
You know what that
Man.
means?
Yes.
I feel
It means
undercompensated.
He beats me up every day at jiu-jitsu. It's crazy. He's 60 years of age, which is why Mike Tyson might have a good chance in this Jake Paul fight.
there we go.
But yeah, I saw UFC Noche. I Went out with a bunch of the boys, a bunch of the influencer boys and all that, because I also had a Call of Duty tournament, the World Series of Warzone. Shout out to Activision and Call of Duty for having me out there. Crazy weekend. It was $1 million tournament for video games. If you
Did
guys
you
know.
participate?
I didn't participate. No, I had a little bit of a late application to it, but a bunch of my friends played in it. If you guys don't know, I was professional video game player / professional fighter in the influencer world, jiu-jitsu, black belt, blah blah blah. But my friends played in it, and a couple of my friends won like $250,000. So we went out all Sunday. They won on Sunday, and then we went out to the club. And honestly, that's why I haven't slept. So it's just been insane, and I didn't even know I was going to make it here, but I had
video games.
Playing
See,
video
kids, it's
Stay
not
inside.
a waste of time.
Play video games. It's good for you.
It's
We
good for-
moved the day back because we love you.
Did you say that
Move the
one
day back to 1 p.m.
one of
It's
your
crazy.
buddies was negative in his bank account that
Yeah,
won,
so-
and then all of
so-
a sudden he's flush?
I can't say any names or anything specific,
course.
but yes,
His-
one of my friends who participated was negative in his bank account, and now waking up today with $100,000 in the bank account. Beautiful thing. Love to see it. Wow.
I want to do that.
Yes.
Twice.
America.
Can't take no loss, yeah. I don't even know what it costs. Hit the ground, then it go off.